Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I was just getting ready to make this upcoming week astrology forecast video last night. Just as I was writing all the aspect out and preparing for the video, I kind of paused a little bit, mainly because of all the aspect that is happening in the beginning of the week with what is happening around the world as well. My heart just sank a little bit and my intuition just asked me to slow down and see how it plays out, because this is the toughest part of being an astrologer, is when you see tough or hard aspect coming up. Sometimes you wish it's all sunshine and rainbow, but we all know that life is just not that way. I'm just speaking for myself, right? I don't think we should bypass any tough aspect or transit that is happening in life. We shouldn't paint it with a toxic positivity energy and trying to bypass it, but we should embrace all of it and know that those tough aspects simply require us to move the energy, to shift, to create the changes they are asking us to, so that we can then learn and grow from it, and it will actually teach us something and help us to actually grow, continue to grow, learn, evolve, and elevate to the next version of ourselves, or whatever that leads to. Seeing how the news play out and resonate with the aspect that is happening in real time is a little bit crazy, because a part of me is like, wow, once again, the astrology doesn't lie. And as above, so below. Sometimes that's just how energy shows up. Very, very literal. But of course, the other part is like, oh, what a bummer, right? Because it's tough, it's hard. And so I just want to come up here and share with you all what I'm talking about. So the aspect that is happening, we actually have 3 aspects that's like all grouped together, gelled together, happening June 9, June 10th. And they are Mercury in Cancer, squaring Saturn, and Neptune in Aries. And the third one is Venus in Taurus, squaring Pluto, retrograding in Aquarius. And all these aspects combining together, let's break it down together. With Mercury in Cancer squaring both Saturn and Neptune in Aries, it can be like a no. It can be a very tough conversation coming up that makes you feel very unsafe, uncomfortable, that makes you feel very sad also, and hopelessness perhaps, because we have that square with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and it can be very personal on a personal level. It can be something very close to your heart, maybe even regarding to your family, your ancestry, your root, where you came from. And it can also talk about, for some people in some way, it can be related to your family members, maybe even mother, because we're talking about Cancer rules the moon sometimes can reference to our maternal figure, our mother or motherly figure, right? And it can be conversation surrounding what really hurts you, right? Maybe you're confronting a maternal figure about your childhood trauma issues, experience, or whatever that is, right? It can be you facing some inner child healing that you need to do. It can be you having some tough conversations surrounding boundaries and right? Putting up with that. And having Saturn and Neptune in Aries, it can also talk about war. It can talk about violence. It can talk about activism, because Aries is that pioneer energy that want to take action to what it believes is true and right and just, right? And this can definitely talk about boundary being crossed and how it makes you feel. And while all these can, and also let's talk about Venus in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. This can be a moment of being very vulnerable, right? Talking about boundaries, talking about values, belief system, justice, because Venus is in Taurus, talks about Mother Earth, right? Talks about environmentalism, or talks about finance. So on a personal level, this can be you having some tough or vulnerable conversation, addressing some kind of power struggle dynamics, maybe with somebody, right? Venus talks about relationship, right? Maybe this is with your boss, your partner, you know, talking about money, talking about power dynamics, and talking about values, unjust, right? Being treated in a way that's not fair. And of course, on a collective level, this is our collective liberation and revolution. Having Venus and Taurus, squaring Pluto and Aquarius, this is definitely about how do we be vulnerable? How do we uphold our values and speak about it when it happened on a collective level, which I don't think I need to talk about it anymore, of what is happening around the world with multiple wars, genocide, and protests, especially happening in the US right now with ICE, right? So, and all hell broke loose on the 9th, right? Just hours ago. Maybe some of you noticed, right? Reading alternative news outlet, because we all know that mainstream media and news outlet do not give us all the truth all the time. If any one of you know that there is a Freedom Flotilla, right? Madeline, 12 volunteers unarmed, carrying nothing but baby formulas and aids, food, water, medicines to Gaza to hope to break the siege, to just want to hand out food, water, and aids to people that desperately need. And we learned that they are being attacked and kidnapped, by the Israeli military. One tiny boat carrying 12 unarmed volunteers with baby formula, food and water, medicine. But that is not real army. Is so fearful of that little boat that it has to send out military ships, drones, helicopter to stop it. As of now, we still don't know where those people are, those courageous, brave volunteers are. And they are they shouldn't even be doing this. This should be something that the world leaders are doing, right? Because it's not real leader, it's actually a wanted war criminal, but somehow he is still not arrested. And now that like us citizens need to do what the government failed to do. And yeah, why am I getting so political? Because everything is connected. I just have no words anymore to the level of destruction It's Not Real has been committing to Gaza and the world as well, because all the bombs is equivalent to nuclear bombs, and they are creating very bad climate changes that affect all of us, because guess what, we are all breathing the same air, living on the same floating blue and green dot. So yes, this is a tough conversation that not a lot of people want to have, still don't want to have, or fail to educate themselves or learn more about it and be compassionate about it, or understand why we need to talk about it. And it's really saddening. I know what I say sometimes is very triggering. Sometimes I say things that is very taboo and not everyone wants to hear it, but I really invite you all to get curious as to why you're feeling triggered, and be curious about what is really happening around the world, because they all really affect us, every single one of us. So I'm going to stop babbling because I still need to go and prepare our full moon video. So yeah, I just want to share what is happening up in the sky today, tomorrow, and how it's really playing out in real life for all of us on a collective level. And maybe you're moving through something very difficult and tough this first half of the week as well, and know that, you know, it can feel very uncomfortable, but it's all happening because the universe wants to help you move through something that might be uneasy, uncomfortable, but eventually to help you grow. And just know that in order for a pearl to form in this oyster, in this shell, they need to go through the uncomfortable ickiness of that sand being grind and like, ooh, you know, that feeling. But eventually a beautiful pearl forms from it. So yeah, this is what I want to share right now. I know it might be a little too much for some of you, so just take time to process, but I do really encourage and invite you all, if it's okay, to really take a look at the alternative news. More than ever, they need our voice, they need our help to ensure their safety and bring them home. All right, so yeah, I will be posting another video later on, maybe tomorrow, as I am also moving through something physically uncomfortable right now. So yeah, but enough of that. I will see you in the next video.